The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Shirley. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fab, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products and services or just talk to you about plastic surgery or beauty and wellness, whatever's on my mind. And I'll do that in 15 minutes or less. If you don't have time to tune in to my full-length podcast, then this 15 Minutes of Fab is for you. So check it out when you have 15 minutes or less. Some have considered 15 Minutes of Fab like a truth and beauty or plastic surgery secrets segment, or maybe just a nerdy or academic take on beauty, wellness, and plastic surgery. Consider it what you may. My aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in most, if not all, aspects of beauty and wellness and plastic surgery. And this includes products, wellness services, technologies, and innovations in my field, plastic surgery. As the founder of Holistic Plastic Surgery, my approach to beauty is through a lens of wellness, grounded in science, backed by medical study and research, and a lot of training, I may add, and with the use of principles and techniques of plastic surgery. I feel uniquely qualified to talk with you about beauty, wellness, aesthetics, surgery, products and services, and more, not only because of my extensive, and may I add, expensive training, but also because I'm with you. Many of the issues of aging and being a fierce fab woman I experience as well, so you're not alone. I speak not only from training, education, and research, but also from personal experience. So that said, let's get started. Today we're talking about accelerated or premature aging. Ooh. It will happen whether or not we wish it to. We all age. How we age is highly individual and is affected by a number of factors. There are intrinsic factors, such as collagen formation and your genetics. And those are the factors that are internal or innate and contribute to the inherent degenerative process that aging skin undergoes, and our whole body, frankly. There are also extrinsic factors or external factors, and those may be modified, and they include, but are not limited to, ultraviolet radiation or sun damage, cigarette smoking, air pollution, stress, and lifestyle, among many others. These are the factors that are also grouped into factors called epigenetics. So those are the things we actually have a chance at changing. There are measures we can take to help sort of coax our decision-making cells to keep calm and carry on. And I refer to these factors that we probably shouldn't do as the Notorious 9. As you recall, this podcast has an obsession with 5s and 15s and multiples of 5, hence the Fab 5, the 5 questions, the, A or Bs, and etc. But because these are the things we shouldn't do in order to age well, they're not a factor of 5. That's why they're called the Notorious 9. Number 1, drinking too much alcohol. Most of us are aware of the negative effects that chronic alcohol consumption can have on our overall health. Drinking on a frequent and or regular basis is associated with a range of health problems, including liver disease and stroke. But you all know that. Many people are not aware, however, that drinking affects skin health too. Many studies have shown that there's an inverse relationship between regular and frequent alcohol consumption and accelerated aging. So what this means is the more alcohol you drink, the worse you look. And who needs that? Who wants that? Some of the skin-related changes that are brought about by drinking too much are broken blood vessels, acne, wrinkles, cellulite, eczema, psoriasis, varicose veins, and others. You just won't look good. So cut back or just stop. Okay, the occasional glass of champagne in celebration of something, friendship, life, weddings, whatever, conscious uncouplings. Okay, an occasional glass of champagne or wine or two. In moderation, infrequently, that's okay. But on the other end of the spectrum, too much, too often, every day, all day, not good. Number 2, not drinking enough water. There is a link between dehydration and aging skin. Some researchers consider dehydration to be a major cause of premature aging and skin sensitivity. Our skin is one of the first organs to show the effects of dehydration. A lack of proper hydration can cause an increase in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, a loss of skin elasticity. It can also cause dryness, dullness, itchiness, redness, skin sensitivity, reactive skin, and more. So dehydration in the skin also weakens your immune system. Did you know that? Yeah, it's true. Hydration is so important, and the right kind of hydration, that it's interesting. One of my medical colleagues actually specializes in clinically prescribing the best water for your specific body needs. Interesting, right? Reach out to me if you want that information. Number 3, smoking. One of the notorious 9. Just stop. That's all I'm going to say about that. Number 4, prolonged sun exposure. Exposure to UV or ultraviolet light causes damage to the DNA in our skin cells, and that increases the risk of skin cancer and accelerates the signs of aging, leading to premature fine lines, deep wrinkles, dark spots, sallow skin, etc. Number 5, stress. There is a clear connection between stress and premature aging. Genetic studies have linked stress to cellular damage through oxidative stress and shortened telomeres. So there are 2 major ways that stress affects how we look and, frankly, how we feel. Oxidative stress and shortened telomeres. The telomere is the cap, or like the little hat on the end of a chromosome. We all have chromosomes, right? And its length, the length of the telomere, indicates cellular aging. So the more the cells have aged, the shorter your telomere is. May we actually change telomere length? You may be thinking, okay, well, if this is my chromosome and the telomere is sort of genetically predetermined, and whether it's short or long or medium, that's just the way I was born and that's the way it is. Can I really change it? And the answer is yes. We may actually change telomere length. How? Well, scientists are actively working on this, and the data is really encouraging and really exciting. Luckily, in the meantime, there are a number of studies that show you that you may increase telomere length through practices such as meditation, intermittent fasting, and healthy caloric restriction. So that's great news. You can get working on that straight away. Now, the other process, how stress affects aging, is oxidative stress. Now, there's a normal process called oxidation, which occurs naturally and normally when your body processes the oxygen that you breathe, right? Everything your body takes in, it processes. And this process produces free radicals. And free radicals may either repair cells or damage cells. And when the damage by free radicals overwhelms the repairing by free radicals, that's when the process of oxidative stress occurs. Okay. Oxidation is normal. Oxidative stress, not so much. Now, making certain lifestyle and dietary changes may actually help you reduce oxidative stress. And these may include maintaining a healthy body weight, regularly exercising, and eating a balanced, healthful, nutritious diet. All the things that we know we should be doing, but that are so hard to do, I admit. However, those are the things that are most helpful in combating oxidative stress and increasing your telomere length. I continue with the remaining Notorious 9. Number 6, inadequate sleep. Oh my gosh. I've recorded an entire podcast, maybe 2, on sleep deprivation and aging. So please go to foreverfabpodcast.com to download that episode. It is enlightening and actually will help you sleep better at night. It's true. Number 7, improper skincare. Clearly, if you're not properly taking care of your skin, or you're using products or techniques inappropriate for your skin type, it'll affect how you look. I think we all understand that. Number 8. Now, this was a bit disappointing for me because I admit, I have a sugar problem. Yeah, I eat way too many sweets. And this past year of being in locked up, lockdown again, go back, go in, go forth, go back. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to tell you the number of pounds that I've gained, but we can commiserate on that privately. So anyway, number 8 of the Notorious 9, eating too much sugar. One of my mantras is that nutrition is the first rule of beauty. And I should know better. But then again, yes, there are probably things that I have to discuss with my therapist about why I'm eating too much sugar. But onward, eating too much sugar, actually, even just a little bit daily, is a sledgehammer to beautiful skin and overall health and wellness. And there are 2 main ways in which sugar damages our skin. The first is fructose malabsorption. If you don't digest fructose properly, it ends up unabsorbed in the gut. And that's where bacteria processes it and ferments it, but that leads to pathogenic or bad bacterial overgrowth. This bacterial overgrowth may also lead to leaky gut syndrome, which may wreak havoc on the skin and your health in general. And on the skin, it appears in the form of skin irritation, acne, redness, reactivity, sensitivity, inflammation, some of the things I've mentioned before. So, not being able to properly absorb, process, and digest sugar, especially if you eat too much of it, it's going to end up being processed in a way that you don't appreciate, and it will show. The second way that sugar damages skin is with end products called advanced glycation end products. And appropriately, the acronym for that is AGES, AGE. Apostrophe S, advanced glycation end products, AGES. These are byproducts of a process in the body known as glycation, and glycation is a naturally occurring process. But glycation leads to a stiffening and weakening of the collagen in the skin, leading to excess wrinkling and sagging skin. So if your body takes in excess sugar, then more glycation will occur. And if more glycation occurs than the body can adequately balance or control, then you'll end up with these ages that will age you prematurely and in an accelerated manner. So cut back or avoid altogether. And yes, you may have to start off slowly, like I have to. Number 9 of the Notorious 9, a toxic environment. And not just pollution, okay, but toxic people and negative energy. And these have significant impacts on your stress levels. They produce anxiety, they alter hormonal status, and they age you. Try to detox those, meaning the people and the negative energy, as well as pollution if you can. Try to detox those from your life as often as necessary. One of my other mantras is that your energy must be fiercely protected. So do your best to eliminate negative energy and toxic people in your immediate environment so that you look better and feel better. The toxic situation, especially in this past year or more, is critical. This concludes the Notorious 9. And this also concludes this episode of 15 Minutes of Fab on the Forever Fab podcast. As always, if you like this episode of the Forever Fab podcast, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Listen to past episodes or check out who's coming up next on the podcast on foreverfabpodcast.com. For holistic beauty tips or to set up an appointment with me to discuss your personalized options for leveling up your beauty, go to elementsandgraces.com and sign up for my newsletter or book a consultation for in-office or virtually. For an online e-consultation on time, anytime, and on your time, check out clicklift.com for your wellness, plastic surgery, and beauty questions on the go. That's click-lift.com. And if you don't want to go anywhere or leave your house for your next Botox or filler injection, look out for Jet Set Beauty RX, offering aesthetic medical services such as injectable fillers and multivitamin facial injections in a mobile medical unit. Wow! Jet Set Beauty RX is coming to a neighborhood near you. So, thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode of 15 Minutes of Fab. Until next time, stay beautiful, inside and out.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.